Hey guys, I want to talk to you today, discuss a little bit about my favorite professional tennis moments. I've been following the sport since late '06, so a little over, just under 12 years.
Wow, it goes by. But
Yeah, so I just wanted to make a quick top 10, discuss most memorable slash favorite moments. Well, some of the most memorable ones like Isner Mahut, um,
Australian Open 2012 final.
US Open 2009 final. I mean, they're super memorable, but not quite my favorites. Of course, the Surf Fest 70-68. Don't get me started about that. But yeah, let's get started.
And these might not be in perfect order, but number 10, when
Stanislaus Wawrinka beat Djokovic in the
Roland Garros final 2015. I think it was great because
neither of them have won it. So,
and it was a pretty good match.
I think it went 4 sets. And Wawrinka was on fire. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Australian Open was also a strong performance by him, but seeing him just come out of nowhere and just demolish on clay, especially someone like Djokovic, who would go on to win the next year against Murray.
That almost went 5 sets, but yeah, it was something else.
Just that backhand, man, he was on fire that day.
And that was during what I would call pretty much the tennis dark ages. You just had Djokovic dominating, you had Murray a little bit. Of course, Nadal was still
Win the French, but besides that, it was just same between about
2012 to about 2016. It was just same in, same.
It was pretty dull, I think. I probably didn't follow tennis quite as much as my first 3 years, but
I mean, it seemed pretty much the same. But number 9, the 2009 Wimbledon final between Federer and Roddick. Man, that was a great match. Don't get me started about how Roddick should have won it. He came close. If he would have won the second set,
he had a few set points. I think he would have probably won it.
But still,
went 16-14 in the fifth set. High quality serving, lots of winners.
Solid match.
Actually, the longest fifth set in the final ever. Yeah.
Coming in at number 8 was Djokovic beating Murray in Rome 2011.
Not so much the result, but that was just a great match. Probably the best I'd seen of Murray on clay. Actually, he did pretty good against Nadal too, but kind of had.
That was either 2010, 2011. He almost beat Nadal at Monte Carlo, but
things were just really going.
Really sticking real well with Murray and his aggressive game plan, but also mixing it up, if I remember correctly. And that went to a third set breaker.
That was just. I mean, Djokovic won the first set 6-1, but after that, man, it was super entertaining stuff. Definitely one of the better clay matches I've ever seen.
Of course, shame Murray couldn't win it.
He was my favorite player at the time, but man, Djokovic was just unstoppable in that 2011 season, pretty much.
At number 7 is
the 2009 Australian Open final between Nadal and Federer. That
first 4 sets,
the majority of the match, super high quality stuff. You see highlights of that match all the time,
compilation videos
on Instagram. Some of the craziest, most intense shots and rallies you'll ever see from Federer and Nadal. And you've never seen that match, and you're a fan of modern tennis, like, you're missing out. It's a shame Federer kind of tanked in the last set. lost it 2-6, but great victory by Nadal.
At number 6, you have Federer finally winning the French Open in the same year, 2009. Especially after 2008, he got absolutely
Demolished by Nadal on clay. He only won four games in that final against Nadal the year prior, and then seeing Nadal
lose to Soderling.
Out of all people, he was absolutely
Untouchable on clay, and then just Soderling comes out of nowhere, and that was something else.
But I think the real highlight was seeing Federer finally completing the career Grand Slam and being undoubtedly the greatest of all time. Because when people were saying, "Oh, how can he be greater than Laver or
Agassi, or he hasn't even won the French Open, and then he finally showed he deserved
to win it?" He beat Soderling, and he actually almost lost to Haas, but um, he was 5 points away from losing, and then he hit a forehand
winner
to fend off that break point. But yeah,
great stuff.
from Federer, and it wasn't. I think his toughest match was against Del Potro in the semis, but definitely seeing him win against
Soderling in straight sets,
that was something else. I'll never forget.
Coming in at number 5
is Murray's 2008 U.S. Open performance. So I was probably one of the first hardcore Murray fans before he really came on top. I think a lot of that was seeing him play a great match against Nadal in 2007 Australian Open. And then also watching him in the clay season, he didn't really accomplish much, but he just had a really smooth game. I liked his work ethic, how he really constructed points. I'm like, man, this kid, he could really go somewhere. Pretty much became my favorite player after that. Yeah, he lost pretty badly to Almagro, the French. Some bad losses that year, but he broke through a little bit at Wimbledon,
and then especially the U.S.
Open. Just everything was clicking. He
just running through people. Del Potro's having a great year, a great summer.
um, you know,
You almost
felt he would have just ran through Murray, but Murray, being such a great retriever, got to everything, hitting winners every once in a while, serving real well. Actually beat Nadal
for the first time in 4 sets.
I had a great feeling about him going into the final. Of course, that's when nerves started kicking in, and Federer had nothing to lose. And don't get me started out that match, but overall,
Great slam performance by Murray.
great stuff. If you look up the highlights against Nadal, he definitely played really aggressive, a lot more than he usually does. Because you can't just outgrind Nadal, even on hard court back in the day. Um, but yeah, just overall great fitness, great serving. You tell, like, if he kept it up, he would be one of the greats, and that's what he did.
Number 4, the 2017
Australian Open final between Federer and Nadal. Man, what a match. Especially not seeing them do too great in the last few years. And finally, they're doing great at the same time. To see them in a slam final again, up to that point, I didn't think it would ever happen again. Seeing them lose so many Grand Slams early on, having such mixed results, injuries, but finally
they're able to get some momentum
again. Even they're old guys. Brought back so many memories, and see another great 5-setter between them, something else. Especially to see Federer finally pull one off. I think the last time he'd won against Nadal in the final was 2007. So finally showing he had what it takes to
defeat Nadal in a slam again. Like, just undoubtedly proved he's the greatest. And just solid match in general. At number 3, probably one of my favorite matches of all time. Murray finally winning the slam. 2012 U.S. Open. Definitely not the greatest match of all time. Not even close.
Quality wise, I mean, it was a very long 5-set match in the U.S. Open. It tied the record.
You know, Djokovic looked a little bit tired.
Murray was nervy at times, but he kept it together well enough to pull up the upset.
Finally proved he's a
slam winner. You know, he wasn't just a choker, because before that, he lost his first 4 slam finals. 2 against Nadal, no, 2 against Federer and 2 against Djokovic. Yeah, pretty sure. You know, finally crossing that finish line
with the help of Yvonne Lindell, coming off the momentum of winning the Olympics. You know,
but actually seeing him finally do it, I was so pumped. And after that, kind of
hard to continue
being such a hardcore Murray fan. It already took so much out of me, seeing him lose so many times, but finally seeing him pull off the victory, you know, it's like, this is what it's all about.
I wasn't there with him from day one, but I saw pretty early on in his career, like, if he keeps this up, you know, he can definitely win
slams. Yeah. See him finally do it, it's like, oh yeah, that's how you do it.
At number 2, you have basically Nadal's 2008 clay season. Seeing him just dominate so much on clay for the first time.
Being number 1 that year, but especially seeing
him that clay season, playing a lot on clay, it was just like, whoa. Like,
all those passing shots and turning
defense into offense
and just being unstoppable in general. Because you can look at highlights all you want, but having actually lived through seeing him not struggle that much
on the clay,
Master Series, and then of course in Roland Garros, I think he might have not even lost a set. You know, just there's not even words to describe that invincibility he had on clay.
And he beat some pretty tough opponents,
just making him look like nobodies. I remember against Almagro,
I think he beat him like 6-1,
6-1, 6-1. But especially what really stands out was his match against Federer at Hamburg.
They were both playing their best tennis on clay
in that 2008 clash. Unlike the previous year
where Federer won, they were both playing pretty subpar. You know, some good rallies every once in a while,
but just seeing them both play their best at Hamburg, and Federer, he would have probably won against anybody else that day, but he faced against prime Nadal, and it's just something else. And he even elevated that level a couple years after that. But seeing it for the first time, it's just like that athleticism, that turning defense into offense at any moment. It's something else on clay, especially.
For my number 1 pick
of my favorite / most memorable tennis moment, greatest match of all time in my opinion,
2007
Wimbledon final, pitting Federer against Nadal.
That match had it all. You could argue the point for the 2008 final being the greatest,
but it's my opinion that
they brought it even more in 2007.
and they were just no holds back, playing their best tennis on grass from start to finish.
2008. I won't talk about that too much, but
Definitely looked like uh, they were relying a lot on momentum, and it, it just didn't look as fresh at times. But definitely in 2007, I'd definitely check out that match if you haven't, or you haven't in a while. Even just seeing the highlights, you're like, wow, what a match.
great rallies, great shots.
Momentum shifting a lot. Of course, I rooted for Federer,
Seeing him pull it off in a fifth set,
with that uh,
slam on match point, that was something else.
and it's overall greatest match I've ever seen. In terms of quality, in terms of
Shifts in
momentum, and just from start to finish, just you're fixated on the match. Definitely up there with any
any other match, in my opinion. You have matches like Nadal, Verdasco, Australian Open.
'09. Also great shot making. Of course, that wasn't a final.
Wasn't at Wimbledon, and didn't have as much clash of styles.
Ultimately, um, and that's what Federer and Nadal rivalry is all about. Which you can anybody can see that. Any casual tennis fan.
And that overall just
Golden match. Um, not very many like that. Of course, there's moments before 2006 that would make my list, but not seeing it while they happened uh, at the time,
there's less of
an
an
impact, I guess. So yeah, that's my memories of the greatest tennis moments. I'm sure not everybody will agree.
there's so many tennis lists out there.
Might not even most hardcore fans might not even find this video or have 15 minutes to sit through my ranting. Excuse me. But yeah, um, let me know.
If there's any major flaws in my arguments, of course this
My list. But yeah, let me know. All right.